and we are back with another banger. So please smash that like button, you guys, and subscribe. And yeah, man, we're gonna talk this boxing today, man. We're gonna definitely talk this boxing. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Isaac Cruz went down last night. I watched it. It came on late. It came on at about 12 o'clock last night. Wow. It was an entertaining fight. It was a back and forth fight. Um, shout out to Moni Brown TV. I seen he had a stream going. You know, some of the people in there was screaming a draw, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Um, but I mean, I could see, but it's just like one of those things. Any type of fight where you can have swing rounds could go either way. And I feel like Gervonta Davis did enough. You know what I mean? He did enough for the win, in my personal opinion. But there's gonna be people that think otherwise. There's gonna be people that think that Gervonta Davis lost that fight. There's gonna be people that think Gervonta Davis got a draw. But the case of the matter is the case of the matter is, you guys, Gervonta Davis, in my personal opinion, he did good. He did good in spurts, and he did what he was supposed to do. He can't get a knockout every single time, you guys. Gervonta Davis is just not going to get a knockout every time. He's not that. He is a good fighter, but once you go up in level of competition, the knockouts, what do you have? You gotta rely on your boxing ability. And some fighters are ready for that transition when he stayed in the grill of Gervonta Davis, man. He stayed in the grill of Gervonta Davis pretty much the whole fight. Gervonta Davis was there. He was back. He backed Gervonta Davis up at times, and yeah, I mean, Gervonta Davis had a couple flurries. So did Isaac Cruz. But the more I think about it, and the more I looked at the fight, um, I think that Isaac Cruz, with a little bit more, skill and stuff like that, I think he can be. He's a pretty good fighter. But we knew what he was going into this fight. We knew he was going to be. They called him the Mexican Mike Tyson. So that right there should tell you guys, exactly what we're dealing with. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like that right there, being that they're calling him the Iron Mike Tyson, that right there should show you that he wasn't coming to play around at all, man. Lion 503 Lion, what's happening, my brother? How's everything going, man? Salute to 503 Lion. Salute to the Texas people out there, and definitely, man, salute to the 503, man. You already know, man. Salute, my brother. Who did you have winning, man? I had Gervonta Davis winning 7-5 by unanimous decision. I had him winning by unanimous decision. And it was one of those type of fights, you guys, where you know I truly feel like I truly feel like Isaac Cruz was game as shit. He came in there. He came in there with the game plan, to win. He was definitely coming to win. You can see it. Pretty much everything he was doing, he came to win. And I mean, he could have got the win. He could have got the win. But you know, at the end of the day, the judges had it. The judges had it. They had it for Gervonta Davis, man. Gervonta Davis. You know, they scored the fight for Gervonta Davis. And that's what it is. Gervonta Davis. As soon as they were, before when the fight was over, Isaac Cruz was getting carried around the ring. By people and stuff like that, by his team, and he was getting carried around the ring, and I just truly feel that they were celebrating. But I mean, I just don't. I'm sorry, man. I mean, maybe if you were just trying to, really look really, really hard at Gervonta Davis, and you were trying to pick apart everything that he did wrong, then maybe you could see it for Isaac Cruz, or maybe you could see it as a draw. But my personal opinion is, I scored a 7-5. Um, was it one of his best performances? No. Um, but we don't know. We still don't know what type of fighter Isaac Cruz is. We still don't know 100% what type of fighter Isaac Cruz is. So you got to understand. Later down the line, what if Isaac Cruz later down the line becomes a world champion or becomes, you know, a even better fighter? Like dare I say Canelo Alvarez after he lost to Floyd Mayweather. He became a better fighter. I know that's far few in between, but I'm saying that could happen. But Andre, what's good, my brother? How's everything going, Andre, man? Salute, man. No doubt, man. We here live. I just wanted to talk to you guys about this fight last night, man. Gervonta Davis didn't get the knockout, which a lot of people thought he was gonna get. But like I was saying, man, smash that like button, Andre, as soon as you guys come in. But like I was saying, you're not gonna be able to get the knockout every single time. It's gonna be one of those things like, the knockouts, the guys are just not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Did Adamas impress you? I didn't watch that fight. I'm not even gonna lie. I gotta go back and watch that fight, Andre. Did Sergey Devenchenko lose? Is that what you're saying? Because I didn't even watch the fight yet. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I didn't watch the fight. I gotta definitely go watch the fight. That's what I want to do when I get home and watch the fight. I wanted to definitely check that fight out because the winner of that fight could possibly set itself up for a pretty big fight. Can't knock everybody out, and as soon as he knew he couldn't, he just boxed him. Yeah, because some of those same shots that he would hurt and knock people out with, Isaac Cruz wasn't going anywhere. Isaac Cruz was right there, dude. Isaac Cruz was right there, man. And you gotta understand, man, when you got a guy right in your face like that, dude, and it's still coming, even if you give him your best shot, that does something to your mind. That does something to your mind. You're like, dude, I'm hitting this dude with everything I got. I'm hitting this dude with the kitchen sink, and he's still here. Yeah, he's not going anywhere, buddy. You know, he's not going anywhere, buddy. You know, Andre says, yeah, Adamas beat him. Now we get Munguia versus Adams. Man, so we're gonna get that fight. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, damn, man, Munguia. I mean, Munguia's all right, but Munguia is okay, but it's like I'm not really feeling that fight, man. I think Munguia should fight somebody better than that, man. But like I said, I ain't gonna knock him. He beat Sergey Devenchenko. Do you think he deserved that win, or do you think it was an upset, or do you think? I mean, how do you feel about that? I mean, I'm gonna be honest, man. I thought Sergey Devenchenko still had a little bit left in the tank because he did so well against Triple G. He actually hurt Triple G. So, yeah, man. You know, he actually hurt Triple G. So yeah. Andre says I had it a draw, fun fight though. You had it a draw, huh? Oh shoot, yo. The Mustang was definitely trying to get it in just now. I ain't gonna race nobody today though, y'all. Adams Andre says Adams looked good. He got power. Nice southpaw. Adams deserved it. Chinko looked kind of shot. Wow. So you think Sergey Devenchenko was like done? He looked done. I mean, he was in a couple wars. This dude only got like 16 professional fights. Like, boy, I think he's 13-3. I mean, Severin Devenchenko, dude, say what you want, but he's been in there with some tough cookies, man. Already. Danny Jacobs, Triple G. Now this guy Adams. I mean, wow, man. I mean, he's definitely been in there with definitely some good guys, man. Andre says it was close, but I can tell them wars with Jacobs and Triple G and he fought Charlo too. He says showed last night. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like you get all of these guys that fight. these tough guys back to back to back. I mean, what do you expect? What do you expect? What do you expect? You know what I mean? I'm not even gonna lie. What do you expect? But at the end of the day, man, serving Devonchenko could have set himself up and his family up for a really nice payday if he could have won this fight. You know, I feel like he was. That fight against McGill could have been, at least a half a $1 million fight. I mean, you got Lou DiBella as your promoter. I mean, Lou DiBella is definitely gonna get you the bag. Lou DiBella is definitely gonna get you the bag. But hey, man, you know. But hey, though, man, what do I know? I'm just Corey Lee. I'm just Corey Lee. You know what I'm saying? I talked to Beebs from Ringside Report on the phone last night for about an hour about that damn Gervonta Davis fight. Before the fight came on, actually. And he thought Gervonta Davis was gonna win, and it definitely wasn't gonna be no upsets. And I thought the same thing. I picked Gervonta Davis by eighth round knockout. He didn't get the eighth round knockout, you guys, but he did pretty good. He did pretty good. Could he have done better? Yeah, he could have done better. But Issac Cruz had a really tight defense, you guys. If you guys check out the fight really closely, Issac Cruz had a really tight defense, man. But he was still getting blasted with good shots that Gervonta Davis was hitting him with, but he was just taking them. He was just taking them. Straight up. Like I said, and I'll say it again, you guys, everybody's not going to fall victim to the power, period. Some guys are built like Ford Tough, dude. These guys aren't going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? It says, Andre says, after upsetting Hurd, Aries loses to Vaughn Alexander. That dude Vaughn Alexander's been beating some pretty good guys. Um he beat one of these amateurs, the third. What's his name? The third. Yeah, he beat one of these amateurs, the third though, man. He beat one of these amateurs, the third. Bro, did you see Aries lost? I didn't even know he lost, bro. Damn. 135 is deep. Yeah, it is. It is, bro. 135 right now is probably one of the better divisions in boxing because you got to understand there's fighters at 135, you guys, that can move up to 140, 147. I mean, these guys at 135 are going to be a reckon with soon. You know what I mean? You got Devin Haney, you got Ryan Garcia, you got Teofimo Lopez, you got Gervonta Tank Davis, and then you got Regis Progress waiting in the wings for any one of these guys to move up to 140. Regis Progress got something to say to either one of these guys when they move up to 140. I think Regis Progress is a tough out for any of these guys moving up. Devin Haney already said he doesn't have that many more fights at 135. I'm thinking 1-2 at the max, and Devin Haney's going to be moving up to 140. So if he doesn't get that unification match, I think with Camboso, I think Devin Haney's gonna move up to 140. You guys, I really think that. Deatrice Beats, what's happening? Let's go, Deatrice Beats in the building, man. He says, "Do you like Montana Love? Montana Love's good, but I seen him on Showbox, and I feel like he lost one of those fights on Showbox. So until he shows me that he's better against top competition, and that he can actually do the same thing he's doing now against top opposition, top 10 talent, then you can tell me something. Then you can show me something. But until then, no. The jury's still out on Montana Love, in my personal opinion. Eddie Hearn's talking about Josh Taylor's not going to be able to hold all those belts at 140. He's going to be moving up soon. He's going to have to let him go. And they're already talking. Eddie Hearn said out of his own mouth, he said he wants to position Montana Love for one of the belts. So he already said that. Andre in the chat says, I want to see Tevin Farmer back, one of my favorite fighters. Oh, you like Tevin Farmer, man? Tevin Farmer is definitely pretty good. He's definitely pretty good. I'm not even going to lie about that. Tevin Farmer is definitely pretty good. But like I said, man, we'll see. We'll see how he does. Tevin Farmer hasn't really hasn't really fought. And I don't like that Tevin Farmer didn't fight. Um, he actually didn't fight. What's his name? Jojo Diaz. I thought he could. I thought he was gonna fight him. Beatrice B says, "What do you think about the Davis and Haney wins? I think it's about to get real entertaining next year. Heavyweight division once again dropped the ball. They had a chance to really take over. Yeah, man. The heavyweights, man. Heavyweight, all the good heavyweights right now in the UK, man. Until Jared Anderson, until he comes up, the guy that's managed by Jay Prince, I think he's a really good American heavyweight. I think he's one to watch out for. Until he moves up, and starts fighting better competition, top 10 talent, like I said. But he's got to do that first, and then we can see where we go from there. But I heard Jared Anderson gave Tyson Fury all he could fucking handle in sparring, in camp. So listen, man, tough sparring, tough dude, Jared Anderson. I think USA is in good hands with him, man. I think he can make a run at the heavyweight title. Jared Anderson, you guys. Jared Anderson. Andre says, I want to see how top ranked matches. He said match makes Tio at 140. They got some of the best matchmaking at top rank. Yeah, they do. They'll figure it out. I'm pretty sure he'll get a shot at Josh Taylor or somebody at 140. Maybe Regis versus Tio could happen. You never know. Like I said, Regis is still in the he's still around. You know, he's still around. Andre says that fight got ruined because of the pandemic. JoJo ain't want that rematch. Carmen hit him when he missed weight. Yeah. So you're saying JoJo didn't want the rematch? I'm hearing Tevin Farmer didn't want the rematch. But I hear you. What you guys got to say? Beatrice B says if you said I am taking that to the bank, you called Usyk years ago and everyone thought you was crazy. That's very true, man. I see something in Jared Anderson though. I really do, man. I think he's got really, really, really good skills, man. I really do, man. The more I study him and the more I watch him fight, he can do some things, man. He can do some things, and he's at the heavyweight division with good boxing skills. Jay Prince ain't gonna sign just anybody. Believe that. His stable's very small. He's very selective. I mean, he picked Shakur Stevenson. He picked Andre Ward. Okay, this same guy, Jay Prince. Okay, now he's got Jared Anderson, one of the top heavyweights in the division. In my personal opinion, definitely one of the top heavyweights in America for sure. You know, and I heard Hunter and Forrest, Jerry Forrest from Virginia Beach, pretty much stunk the joint up. They got a draw against each other. I mean, dude, some of these fighters, man, I respect them, but they be coming in. This is your job, dude. Some of these fighters come in overweight. They come flabby. If I was a fucking heavyweight, the first heavyweight that came in flabby, I'm going crazy to the body. Try to knock your freaking stomach off, dude. Beatrice B says showing love to the channel, bro. Man, thanks so much, Beatrice Beats, man. I really appreciate that. Shout out to the donation, man. Shout out to the donation. I'm gonna put that on my Instagram, my brother. Thanks so much, man. Show these people out here, man. People got love for the Core Elite Boxing channel, man. Andre says, Corey, thoughts on Boost versus Adesanya potential matchup? I like it. I like it. It's a move in the right direction for Jerron Boots Ennis. I knew he wasn't gonna get a world title shot next, which a lot of people thought he was. Um, like I said, I don't see him getting a title shot for at least 3 to 4 fights, including this one. About 3 more fights. So maybe this fight plus then 2 more, then a title shot. But Jerron Boots Ennis right now, I feel like he's far from um, you know, he's developing good, but I feel like he still needs a couple more fights because you don't want to throw a fighter like that in too early. That's one thing you don't want to do. Is he ready? Does he think he's ready? Yes. Is he ready is the real question, okay? Is he ready for Earl Spence right now? Is he ready for Terrence Crawford right now? He might be. He might be. I'm not saying he's not. But what if he's not, though? And the night of the fight, we find out that he wasn't ready. Then that's the promoter's fault, you know? The promoter should be able to tell you that's his job to know what the fuck his fighter can do. You know what I mean? You gotta, if you're a promoter out here, dude, you gotta have an eye, man. You know, you gotta match your fighters right. But they're gonna be Jay Prince. They're gonna be having return on investment. They're gonna be good, man. Jared Anderson, I think he's gonna be moved good. You got Jerron Boots Ennis. He's been moved good. Like I said, I think Jerron Boots Ennis a couple fights away. Andre in the chat says, yeah, people not gonna fight Boots till he's number one, and they have to. Yeah, that's very true. That's very, very true, man. That's very, 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 very true. That's 100% true. Um, that's 100% true. But you gotta understand, man. If you guys want to fight Jerron Boots Ennis, man, he's not this huge seller either, though. So he's got to build his brand up. You know what I mean? And I know you guys are like, the hell with selling. Terrence Crawford doesn't sell. Yeah, Terrence Crawford might not sell, but Terrence Crawford might not sell, but who wants to fight a fighter that's not gonna sell? You know what I mean? Ennis should fight Cobb. Blair the Flair Cobb, you talking about him? Blair the Flair Cobb? Blair the Flair Cobb, you think he should fight him? I don't know, man. Blair the Flair Cobb, I met him in Las Vegas. I mean, the guy, he's a smaller welterweight, I think. Compared to all of the other welterweights, I think he's one of the smaller ones. You know, but we'll see. We shall see, man. Thoughts on Loma Comey? Is Comey being slept on? Now that's a fight that I was talking about. I was talking to Beeves about that last night, man. That Comey versus Loma fight. I think Loma still has a lot left in the tank. I think Comey's gonna give a valiant effort. But we're going to see what type of training, what Lomachenko's been working on. Is he 100% healthy now? A lot of questions are going to be answered in that Richard Comey fight. Okay? I'm not saying he's got to go out there and stop him in a couple rounds like Teofimo Lopez did. I think Teofimo Lopez hit Richard Comey right on the button, and it was a really good punch. It was a really good punch. Does Lomachenko have those punches in his arsenal to hurt somebody at 135? And he's small at 135. Lomachenko already said in an interview, word for word, he said, I'm only at 135 because of the belts. He said, because I really don't want to, he said, I really shouldn't be fighting at 135. That's what he said. He said that he's small at 135, which he is. Look what Salido did to him. Look what Salido did to him. Look what Salido did to him. You got to understand, you got to look at some of this stuff, man. And I really, truly think that, Lomachenko, like I said, he is a good fighter. I'm not taking anything away from it, but we got to see if he's ready to step it up with this one, man. I think Lomo's back, though. I think Lomo will be back. I think he'll win. Will Lomachenko beat Richard Comey by stoppage? I'm gonna go with no. I don't think he's gonna win by stoppage. I don't think he's gonna knock Comey out. He could knock Comey out, but Comey trains pretty hard. And he's got good sparring. Richard Comey does. So we'll see. We'll see. But like I said, Richard Comey is a threat. He still is a threat, but Lomachenko's still a threat too. So we got to see what both of these guys are gonna do, man. Mind you, Richard Comey is the former IBF champion of the world. So you got to put respect on a champion's name, If a guy has become champion and knows what it takes to be a champion, okay? And I feel like Richard Comey's not this washed up guy. So that's why I think this is a pretty good matchup. I think a lot of people need to give Richard Coleman a little bit more credit than what he's been having. Yeah, he got knocked out by Teofimo Lopez, but I feel like that was a really good punch, and you know, Teofimo Lopez was pretty much hitting on all cylinders, man. He had his good nutritionist, and that's another thing, you guys. That's another huge thing that I haven't been talking to you guys but I really wanted to talk to you guys about it. You know, the I really wanted to talk to you guys about the Teofimo Lopez and his father situation, man. Teofimo Lopez said that they ran through all of that Lomachenko money and only had $20,000 after they paid everybody off in their training camp and they paid everybody off. They only had $20,000 going into the Camboso fight night. Fight night, Teofimo Lopez said he only, and I'm paraphrasing, about $20,000. Okay, I gotta pull up the article, but Beeb showed me that joint on the text message. So you guys gotta understand, man. You know, he didn't even have enough money for his nutritionist. Okay, Teofimo Lopez did not even have enough money to bring in the same nutritionist that he had in the Lomachenko fight because he couldn't afford him. Okay, these are words that are coming out of Teofimo Lopez's mouth. Okay, yeah, but you got to understand, Andre, that's a lot more deeper problems than what you think, man. He's got to deal with family. Now, I'm saying I'm perfect. None of us are perfect. But I'm just saying he's got to fix some of those really, really deep rooted problems that he has and his family has. His kid is only 12 days old and he's not with the daughter. He's not with the kid's mother or nothing already. They broke up already. The kid's, you know, 2, 3 weeks old. You know, and I mean, they were doing so well. I mean, Teofimo Lopez left his family for this woman. And he breaks up with her, weeks before the fight starts, before one of the biggest fights of his career. Now that he lost is the biggest fight of his career. So, I mean, it's just a lot to think about, man. I feel like, yeah. Andre says my boy Tio went through hell. He gonna bounce back. We'll see. We'll see. Deidre B says sound like Andy when he won that Joshua fight. He was running. He was running through that bag crazy. Yeah, he was. Andre says, yeah, facts. It was a lot of factors in this loss. It was, man. And I think more people need to think more about what the fuck's going on in Teofimo Lopez's mental head, in his mental space. You got to be there 100% mentally too, you guys. Boxing is mental. Boxing is 80% mental, 70% mental. You know, but I just really feel like Teofimo Lopez, he really needs to get a lot of shit fixed and worked out in his life before he comes back to boxing. In my personal opinion, you guys gotta understand, man. These fighters go through a lot behind the scenes, man. You got people that want your money, and from what me and Bees were talking about, Teofimo Lopez, is pretty much paying for his dad and everything. His dad doesn't work, I don't think. So it's like, he's paying for all of his father's, stuff and everything, man. So it's like, dude, it's a lot, man. It's a lot for a young fighter. He's only 23 years old, you know. Could we've seen the last of Teofimo Lopez at that elite level though, as being the best at his weight class in the world? Will we ever see Teofimo Lopez being the best at his weight class ever again in the world, ever again? And Beebs tends to think no. He said he'll never be at the top again, man. And it's one of those things. The more I think about it, man, I think Tio can come back, but he's got to definitely fix some of the things in his family and some of the things in his life. You know, he fought with, yeah, just for our entertainment. That's some real shit, yo. Yeah, yeah, I know, man. Yeah, air in his chest and some other stuff, man. So I just hope he gets better, man. I hope he gets fully healthy, man. I hope everything works out for him, man. You know, I really do, man. I really hope everything works out for Teofimo Lopez and his family and everything like that. I've interviewed him. I was one of the only guys that asked him after the Nakatani fight at the MGM Grand, in front of fight hype and everything. I said, hey, man, how was your family life going? You know, because I know he was, him and his father was at words about the woman he was seeing and comes out to be his future wife and stuff like that. But this was early on when he first met her in the Nakatani fight. I think they were only dating for like a year or two. But I interviewed him, man. It looked like he had a lot on his mind on that fight, man. He didn't get the knockout. He had a unanimous decision, and people thought he stunk up the joint. He got hit a lot, and he said, "Look, man, he almost broke down in front of me, man." He was like, "Look, man, he was like, a lot of these people out here don't know what I go through, man, every day." He said, "Man, it's hard out here, man." He said, my mental, and stuff like that. And he was almost broke down, man. So it's like I just wish him nothing but the best, man. But look, I gotta go, man. I'll holler at you guys same time tomorrow, man. I'm gonna start going live at about 8 o'clock every day, about 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning every day, 7 o'clock a.m. to 8 a.m. every single day, you guys. You guys watch out for that, okay? This is Corey Lee Boxing, and you've definitely been hit with another banger, baby. Peace out, you guys. All right, man.